With Halloween just around the corner, a fantastical tale of witchcraft is about to hit the shelves of your local bookstore. The Snow Witch is a magic realism story set on the streets of Portsmouth. And joining me now is the book's author, Matt Wingett. Well, Matt, thank you so much for coming in again. And we were just saying in the office the other day that it's been a while since we've seen your last book, and here it is, as if by magic.
As if by magic. Well, that was quite a good little link there. I see what you did. I enjoyed that. That was good, yeah.
And we were saying as well that much like a lot of your novels, actually, this one again is set on the streets of Portsmouth, so there's a familiar tone that people will be used to.
Absolutely, yes. It's very, very identifiably Portsmouth, though Portsmouth buried under layers of snow when a freak blizzard blows in, and also blows in the Snow Witch, this young solitary woman who busks on the streets of Portsmouth with a violin.
And I mean, we can't give away too much of the plot, obviously, because we want people to come out and get the book.
No, but what I can say about it is that it's a story of love, loss, murder, obsession, drug dealing, and revenge. There you go. And witchcraft. And witchcraft.
Obviously, with the witchcraft kind of thrown into the mix, it's very kind of iconic with the type of writing that you've done before.
Yes, I did a long time ago. I used to write for The Bill. I used to write episodes of The Bill, and yes, indeed, there was drug dealing and murder in that too. Yes, absolutely.
And how do you find that the magical element fits in with the sort of the crime and the intrigue?
Well, the thing about it is that I've always loved fantasy, and most of my stories these days have a kind of fantastical element to them. And for me, it's just really natural. And one of the things I'm getting from reviewers and from readers is that they're just really enjoying the way that I weave together this kind of realistic town with these magical elements. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy. So, yeah.
And you were telling me a little bit earlier, actually, that you've already had some interest from further afield than Portsmouth as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I put it out to different reviewers across the country. So, for example, in the UK, there's a publishing company called Folk Horror Revival, run by a guy called Andy Pachorek. And Andy absolutely just wrote the most glowing review of it. But it goes further afield. I've had reviews in America from Subversify.com, one of the big blogs over there, just really singing its praises. And that's great because it's Portsmouth and this town of Portsmouth that are getting right out there to other places. Alaska as well. I've got a reviewer in Alaska who just actually, we didn't know each other, but she Facebooked me afterwards and said, I've just read it. I need to sit and have a think about it for a couple of weeks because this is amazing. So I'm just like, wow, fantastic.
Well, you can't buy reviews like that.
No, right. Well, you probably can if you've got the money.
And I mean, we speak to authors on the show a lot, and actually kind of we talk about where their inspiration comes from, friends, family, but actually for this book, it's come from quite an unusual source.
Yeah, I was walking down Palmerston Road one summer about 2 years ago, and I saw this woman, and she was busking on the streets with a violin. And she just looked amazing. She was in her early 20s, and she just looked really intriguing and amazing. And her boyfriend was there as well, playing guitar with her. And after they'd finished, I just said to him, I'd love to find out more about both of you. Will you come for a coffee with me? Sounds slightly sleazy, but it's just the curiosity of the writer. So we went and had a cup of coffee, and they told me about what they were doing. And essentially, they were over from America, and they were first of all busking around the UK, and then they were going to busk around Europe and kind of make their living and earn their way around the whole of Europe. And I just thought that's so interesting. And that then got me thinking about a solitary female figure arriving in Portsmouth under different circumstances who had a bit of magic about her. And at first I wanted to write a story like, is it Joanne Harris's Chocolat?
Okay.
And which is this lovely kind of light magical tale. But then it got involved with my mind. and it turned into something rather dark and dangerous and mysterious and obsessive, which is, well, I guess that's a part of me, I suppose.
But then at the same time, surely that's part of Portsmouth. I mean, the city itself has all these kind of little unexplored corners to it that maybe come out in the book a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Portsmouth has its gritty elements, and I'm definitely, the book is really grounded in Portsmouth. So there are places that are totally identifiable as Portsmouth, even though within the book I don't name it. So, for example, the piers both the piers are in it. Various pubs are in it. And also, quite central to the story is the model village.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is kind of fun because lots of strange and interesting things go on at the model village.
And we've said that you've dealt with kind of the idea of crime and intrigue and murder before. So is this your first delve into the magical ring?
Oh, no. Good question. my first, I mean, I've been writing fantasy for quite some time, and I wrote a story which is on Amazon, which is just an ebook called "Turn the Tides Gently," which is, you know, it's not a full-length book. It's a long, short story, if you see what I mean. And that deals with a guy who is he's caring the community, living in Portsmouth, walks down to the beach and sees what he thinks is a mermaid, and tries to convince everyone else that he's seen a mermaid. But you're kind of thinking, well, is he mad, or did he see the mermaid? And it's a kind of exploration of different realities.
Okay, fantastic. Well, for everybody at home, then the book is called The Snow Witch, and just remind us where can we pick this up from?
Yeah, I mean, I'm launching it on Saturday at 6:30 at Blackwell's Bookshop, and after that it will be available at Blackwell's, the Portsmouth Museum, Strong Island, Waterstones, W.H. Smith. Have I missed any? I'm not sure. I think that's probably about it, yeah.
And of course, again, imagine if people want to kind of get in touch with you somehow, they'll be able to kind of learn a bit more behind the story.
Absolutely. Oh, and I should have said, of course, it's on my website and it's on Amazon as well.
Of course, we can't forget those.
No, absolutely.
Well, Matt, thank you very much for coming in, and we look forward to seeing the next book.
Thank you.